Welcome tonight, everybody. Welcome to the live FB every Wednesday night. Okay, I, Martin Wong here, will appear and kind of give a presence of where the market is. And last week we talked about, I believe we talked about Pentamasters. That's right, we talked about Pentamasters. And it was quite interesting talk. I think Penta went up to the week before we talked about Top Glove. So this evening, top 5 mistakes that trader make, especially in what we call a post-COVID-19 market rally, and how you can correct it. Plus, there were a little bit just sort of text me, Martin, maybe you should give me a little bit of update on the rubber glove counters that we are seeing, just to give you overall perspective from an economic sense, what you should all be looking at and things that you have to be very careful, where we are in there. And I really appreciate if you can share this video or give me a thumbs up, so here we can really work harder for you for that one. Okay, so top 5 mistakes to make, and let's sort of push on where we are today. Okay, so today, right, we have many of you who have joined our last 2 weeks ago. We were about 3,000 telegrams followers. We're almost hitting about 4,000 in now. Okay, so don't miss our timely local insights, trading tips, and lots of update information, totally free of charge. Use your QR code just like you go to the coffee shops, you go to the supermarket, same thing, and join our TradeVSA trading ideas. All right, if you want to know more, don't want to miss out any of our video, all our video, including tonight, the one that we did last week, which is the Pentamasters and the Top Glove, they are all available on the YouTube channel. So click subscribe. And I did talk about one project, which is the national fiberization previously, as well as the COVID global manufacturers demand and what kind of stocks you want to. But also I think recently on FB I also updated some of you guys that the national fiberization project, which was brought in by the Pakatan Harapan in 2019, was or is going to be delayed, partly because of no money lah, government. Correct not? The National Fiberization Project, what is it all about? It's about putting fiber optics access to rural area. Now, some of you may even complain, hey, we live in the city, internet access also so poor, right? What about, but you think of it right now, in every country, the issue has always been what we call the digital divide between the rural area and the urban area. And one way to close this gap is to fiberize it, give it more internet access, and hopefully with the digital divide closing it, then the wealth gap will also close. I think that's also very important. Okay, important for all you guys to know that too. So this has always been the theme of all our talks, is to give you this information that you need. So make sure you don't get this digital what we call information divide too, right? Okay, let's move on. Again, all our talk, daily FB will be streamed live every night, 9:30 Monday to Friday. No exception in here until 9th of June, because the CMCO has been extended, so we continue to extend until that time frame. So in the morning will be FCPO 10:15. I'll be back with you on Friday. Okay, on Friday, and tomorrow will be Arif, the coach, will be manning the 10:15 desk, and then 9:30 will be Zach tomorrow. But don't forget, on the right hand side you will see, if you click on further, to click on see more, please click on see more. There will be a special talk this Saturday. That's right, a special talk this Saturday, FB, on the 6th of June. Join, either you come here or you use the get response. There will be a talk on the trading master tools, which is Japanese candlestick versus volume spread analysis. That will be on this Saturday, 2 to 5 p.m. All right, if you just happen to be an FB, join us or click on the link that you will get in our Telegram. So do join the Telegram, and we're going to do something very interesting about two Sifu, the Japanese candlestick versus VSA. Now, who will triumph? We're going to tell you all the pros and cons, what you should be looking for. And it's also good for those of you who are very experienced in trading markets. You want to see the difference between these two styles, okay? And don't forget also our 3-day course, which is on June 13 to 15, which is the next weekend. We still have few more seats left for those of you who wanted a 12-month coaching and mentoring, plus all the hand-holding that we will do. Join us then, and there are unlimited re-attendance too. All right. Firstly, thank you all for your support for our first 10K likes in Facebook. Okay, took us a while, but we managed to reach 10K like. Now, those of you who is listening for us for the first time, really appreciate that. You can go in and also like us too in our FB. We really like this, and it makes us want to work very hard for our fans, especially we want to give you very, very good, important topics and information that you will learn. And that's what is all about tonight, isn't it? Top 5 mistakes that investor makes during this post-COVID-19, which I've seen a lot, and make sure you don't make that too. All right. Now let's move on. Okay, also don't forget, those of you who are listening for the first time, do check out our latest apps that we launched, okay, which is the Smart Roby. Go over to the App Store in Google Play Store, download, just type Smart Roby, and also on the Apple Play Store, downloaded it. And a lot of the research and things we talk about do take reference from Smart Roby, which run on technical, fundamental, and sentimental analysis, all combined in one great app, and it's for free. Okay, totally for free. Inside there you get 200 credits every month for just using it. So when you run out, if you can top up if you want to, if not, just share, use your reference codes and you will get 200 credits. So make sure you share with your friends inside too. Okay, meanwhile, all right, that's right, meanwhile, we always do the meanwhile. 5 known facts this week. 5 known facts for this week. Very important. 5 known facts is number 1, right? We know what's happening in the US, right? Mass protests leads to probably another corona infection. Now, this is what a lot of the governor and a lot of healthcare say. Look, people need to stay at home, but yet we are seeing many of the people, not 1,000, but tens of thousands. I don't know. There's about 51 cities right now, as I have my TV on. 51 cities in US, I think you know, in Berlin, in London, in Paris, they are coming out to protest because of the death of this African American gentleman, which was actually been stepped on, on his knees. I think you read about the story. And Donald Trump, as the president, didn't do a good job. He said he wanted to do things like when the looting starts, the shooting starts. So that has sort of made the situation worse. But yet at the same time, very interesting. Some people did ask me, with all this coronavirus, why is the Dow Jones keep going higher? Isn't it? That's kind of strange, right? With so many things going on, how can the market still go higher? When there's so much news inside there, why is that? But maybe I can gonna show you a little bit of a clue why the market is going. Then it should. Okay. Number 2, I think you all do know our KLCI is just hit 1538. I'm going to show you in the next slide in here. It's really riding high, finally on Wall Street gain. And of course, newspaper will always come out there to talk about, why the market is higher. But let's look at it, brother and sister, ladies and gentlemen. If the market want to go up, it will always want to go up. And then the newspaper will try to make whatever reason it can to justify what it is today. So it's, in a way you will always find it very, very interesting, right? Where we are. Okay. So next, and number 3 facts, the rubber glove stock has rallied, and some of them actually hit limit up, right? Because of glove shortage. I think that's a bit of play up. So that is why tonight I really want to update you guys and make sure that you, stock, that's right, the stocks are coming down, okay? No problem in there. And we're going to give you an update on this one here, okay? They're tumbling down, but not as bad as they do. So let's look at the update, okay? The latest update. The top 3 stocks control almost 30% of the KLCI market right now. You can see, excuse me about that. Let me just get my pen here. I'm just going to do a bit of drawing, right? So this is Top Glove, okay? And you can see Top Glove made from like $7 to $16. That is almost 100% return. And of course, not forgetting Supermax. This is from $2 all the way to $8. That's almost, what do you call about almost what? 300% return. Okay, and not forgetting Hata moved from 750 to 13. This is quite a fair bit, almost 100%. So now the market, some of you did say, hey, we're seeing this tumbling down in here. And today we can see this. A lot of people got washed out too. But look at this. It just touches this. Can it rally a bit more? As I said before, you need to do what we call a due diligence. Where are you now, right? I'm going to present the facts to you. You decide what you want to do. You can use Smart Roby trading plan, or you can use charts, you can use valuation, but all in all, do something, all right? Do something. You know, I've already, by right or not right, I already taken some profit so far on the rubber glove inside there. Now it's more like let it a bit run over this long overdue for a little bit of correction in here. So do take note of this important information. Now, here are the updates of the rubber glove counters, okay? For a start, high prices are hitting up. I think this came out on the newspaper report in here, and there's a lot of collateral value. Normally what it does is that a lot of people will go onto margin. They will, because of the share continue to go higher and higher, right? So what they do is they compound it and they piggyback on the whole thing. That's why you see Supermax, which I'll show you on the previous chart, right, has gone up almost 300-400%. And there are even some people I heard, right, they say, yo, I follow this Sifu better than I work. He say, ask me to buy top glove, I buy top glove, really make money. And to me, I find there's a lot of misinformation out there. Lack of a better word, maybe call it fake information. But these are the things that will kill the golden goose, you know, if you look at it. Now, very important, along the same article, some of you who don't bother to read, let me highlight this to you. Now, this is from a fellow fund manager, Danny Wong, and we all believe this. The future share price of a rubber glove will only depend on two things. Higher earnings, okay, which is here, right, and the propensity of trader or investor really, this is number one, okay, the earnings, and number two, the value. Now, right now, if you look at the rubber glove, okay, if you use Smart Roby in here, you can see top glove, okay, is giving you about 100. I just checked this morning about 100 times. I haven't checked Kosan. I will believe at least 80 times. Maybe some of you who have checked it, rubber glove, do let me know what is the percentage that you see there. Okay, if you see a lot more, I'm sure this is why, you know, the market is crazy the way it is going. Okay, okay, so those of you who have, you can check it out in there, and else you can let me know too. How crazy has the market gone? Okay, and now of course some of others. Now if you look previously, some of the stocks has gone up 100 times. I've never seen anything go up about 100 times before. So the question is, will you willing to pay for higher valuation? And also the earnings, is the earning growing as fast as it is? Of course, some of these newspaper, they always said rubber glove can go to $18 or $15, $30. All this to me, it's crazy, because they haven't really justified in. So that is fact number one. Now, fact number two is something that I draw my fact from UOB research, a very good UOB research. I think this was presented by Desmond. Some of you may have attended the talk in here about the H1N1 outbreak, right? So we use this case study to present the facts to you about what we call the revenue growth. Now, remember we said about the revenue growth, two factors. Rubber glove can sustain higher if there is a growth on the what we call the revenue, as well as higher valuation. Now, valuation is already 100 times today. I think this is just a matter of why we call the top 5 mistakes that people make. I want to make sure you guys don't make it too. Now, if you look at from here onwards, okay, you have this when the first. Now, let's look at this example in here, okay. Now, this is where H1 first one infection suspected. Now, this was way back in March. I hope you can see this. This is way back in March, okay, 2009. This was this point. And then from then onwards, you saw this growth, the revenue, what we call, you can see this is a revenue growth quarter to quarter. You see this type move until you saw the vaccine, drug or vaccine. Now, right now, the vaccine already been announced by Chinese. The Chinese already start making the vaccine. So this is where you see a plateau. All right. No doubt, you know, H1N1 is not as big as what we have the COVID-19, which is a true fact too, right? But all things has some sort of an indication. We look back at the history, right? There is a time lag, okay? What we call a time lag, which is presented by the UOB K9. They did a good job. 2-quarter lag between the suspected and the impact of revenue profit. That's why we saw, all right, all this shipment of rubber gloves to all this country is because of the time lag inside. But the key thing is the announcement of the drug vaccine here, which is this point. Then you can see the growth plateau, and until WHO will announce that the outbreak has been contained. Right now, it hasn't been contained yet. So they did see, look, this to this is how long? Are we going to see 9 months to 12 months? Okay, this event 1 and event 2 or in event 3. Okay, this are we going to see what 18 months or whatever the case is. But do take note, the profit margin over time has sort of improved from 12 to 15%. And this is a lot what the analyst is talking about, the average selling price. Okay, ASP for glove. Okay, for glove, ASP, whether the average selling price has gone up, that will increase the profit margin. Of course, usually all things being the same, once we see a lot more vaccine coming out, and do take note, there's about 100 over vaccine candidates being worked out. The Americans are I think the Americans are offering something like a couple of $1 billion. Whoever can make the vaccine, they will pay for it. So there is a race to make this vaccine. And to me, I personally feel when the vaccine comes out, you'll see all these rubber glove. Probably we have one more push for rubber glove to go higher. I think that one will be the climax. We don't know really, That's why we study price and volume, the volume spreadness to sort of tell it. Then after that, you can see, as the vaccine comes in, the usage in here drops. To me, I worry about oversupply. Okay, because right now a lot of rubber glove, Top Glove, Kosan, they are ramping up production like hell. Nobody business inside there, right? Even a lot of companies has gone to PPE. Even Ocean Cash has shot up to $1. Ocean Cash, they make diapers now. They've gone into face masks, and the stock price is really crazy. They have not even proven that the margin is going to go up. But so that is the synopsis that I'm trying to tell people in here. Very important. You all study this. Take a photo if you want to. Don't let people tell you that the stock is going to go very, very higher than it should. Right now, Top Glove is already 100 times PE. Really, really expensive. That's why you've seen the chart also gone parabolic, right? And at the same time, remember, in the past, we have seen a lot of foreign funds. Okay, fact number 4. Fact number 4 is that foreign funds used to dictate our market. But for the first time in almost, wow, goodness, I've been following the stock market for almost 30 years, right? The foreign funds did not dictate. As a matter of fact, the local boys are dictating. And to me, that is kind of worrying in there, because this is something what we call anomaly. Okay, anomaly, all right, where foreign funds, okay, did not, okay, let me write that, did not push market higher. Instead, it is the retail, okay? The retailer are the one pushing up the market. And to me, anything from the retailer to push up, which in my opinion are called the weak hands, it will end up very, very badly. All right, so that's why it's important right now. I want to give you the kind of information that you need to make the right decision. All right. So if you like what you've seen so far, do give me a thumbs up and share in your area too. So let's move on to the next point in here. Now we can see this is a very good chart, what I've talked about earlier on, to re-emphasize that the foreign funds are not coming in. Now the blue line here, which I show every week, this is part of our TradeVSA package in here. Some of you who are interested to get the package in here can type the number right below there. You can see scoring across the screen. You want to find out more information, especially the first time, do type that one. You can see this is the KLSE going up, right? And as it go up, the foreign funds is pretty much around averaging. Don't look at the right hand side. The right hand side is the KLSE. Okay, this is what we call the foreign fund, okay, net flow. Okay, of course the bottom one is negative lah. So if you can see, we are around the minus 200 to 250 million a daily outflow. All right, but everything that been absorbed, especially today, we have almost a 1% move. The banks are doing well. Finally, Public Bank, Maybank, all this, finally they decided, look, we bought almost everything. It's time to buy the banks, the financial. Now, if you look back, the outlook of it hasn't been really that great about it, But having said that, which we already informed you early on, all the bad news has already behind us. Right, very, very long time, 3 weeks ago. It's just that the news are catching up, and people who are not used to be in the market are coming in because they saw the parabolic growth, the price gain of Top Gloves, 100%, Supermax, 300% growth in 2 months. No, imagine you go on margin, you buy 20,000 or 50,000, become 200,000. And that's what attracting a lot of people in here. But at the sound of it, many of you who are unprepared especially coming in here, may be affected. So it's very important not to make those top 5 mistakes, which I'm going to talk about it today too. All right, so thanks a lot. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So second time, you can see third time, that's about it. The fifth time was very, very small. We do not have much foreign funds really coming in and buying it. And to me, that's really the big concern in here. Now, this is something I showed about 3 weeks ago, that the Malaysian first quarter was really bad, and it came out in news. We all know that because as soon as the COVID goes down, you see Malaysia about 10 to 15 million unemployed. Now, how many of you who are listening today are unemployed? If you are, don't be shy. Just tell me if you're unemployed. Just let me know. At least I know the predicament that you are. If you're unemployed, let me know, and at least I know where you are coming from. And to me, I think that's something also good to know. At least I understand and I empathize you. All right, so this is one. So we know the bad quarter has come, and I've showed you this. This is where, you know, the what we call the GDP growth really gone down. But usually when it go down this fast, it will spring back up, and indeed it does. So all the good news is back. And guess what? TradeVSA, our Pentagon guider, detected it first on 12th of April. That was when it first appeared in here. Now, to get hold of this, just download Smart Roby in here, hit the KLSE market, and you're able to get the chart right on your mobile phone, absolutely free. You don't have to pay anything, better than most systems out there, and you can get free renewal, 200 credits every month. So make sure you download, and share so you get more done. So on the 12th of April, there was really a buy call. All right, this is one of the proprietary systems that we have inside here. And true, I make an announcement 3 weeks ago, right? We talked about the GDP and fresh hope came in. This came in, I think, 3 or 4 days ago. The manufacturing recover in May after the big drop in April. Sure lah. Anything that goes down, if you look back in the past, okay, here, right? Like you look back to here, this one shows spring back up one. No difference about it. But very important is, how are you mentally prepared? Do you have a plan? And that's why we talk about the 5 mistakes which we're going to go in. I hope what I've said here makes sense. If I do let people know. All right, let's talk about the Pentagon Guider buy and sell indicators in here. Now, this is one of our proprietary, and it is patented by a company in here. We are the holder of this company. We didn't get any franchise in here. Made in Malaysia, and definitely it's there to service you. Right now, you can see the KLCI today up 2%. Really, you know, last week we were only around 1450. Market has gone up almost 300% in here. The red Pentagon was correct when it makes a call sometime in mid-March here, right? And then the Pentagon came in on 12th of April. All right, so it was correct, and if you got in here, the markets went straight up. So that is why we always tell people, no, have some sort of system. If you don't have some sort of system, at least tag on to someone who can explain how the market works to you. I think that's important too. So right now, listen to our fb.com/martintf.wong, and you'll be informed in the right way. All right. So right now, the market is 1540. Wow, that market really moves out. Can it go higher? I will tell you in the next couple of slides. Now, very important now, not many people talk about it, is the technical aspect about the bear market and the bull market. You know, some of my clients are saying, hey, you know, the market going up so high. Should I sell? Should I sell? Should I sell? Then I say, hey, don't worry about it. We are actually in the new bull market. Now, remember, the cycle which we talk about since 2009 right until 2020, that is an 11-year cycle of bull market. And guess what? We have the post-COVID, the worst crash of the worst, and the market fell almost 40%. But right now, the market has recovered 31% from the bottom. And that's what, anything that is above the 20%, we are in the new bull market. You don't see it as that. And also do take note, we are only 5% down from the last February high. So this is where a lot of people seem to make the mistakes. I've been getting a lot more. I'm going to share with you not to make those kind of mistakes in here. So those of you who are listening, thank you for coming in here, and do share this video that you have. Now also, let's look at on the US market, right? Remember early on we have seen that the US Dow Jones is really giving a lot of openings for the local market, the KLCI. Even today, the Singapore has gone up almost 60 points, about 3% up, which has been down a long time. So this is also important. Now remember, the reopening of the US, no doubt whatever you hear right now, the mass protest that you see of the George Floyd that we're seeing, but the re-election campaign is ongoing. Now this is what we have in here, but a lot of people, especially the Wall Street, are kind of confused why there are mass protests out there, and yet with the coronavirus, the market is rallying, right? Now, always think about it. The market tend to do things different from what it is. There is sometimes no logic. All we got to do is let the chart tell us what to do. And that's why it's important to study the chart. I've been a chartist, and many of my members in here, those of you, how many of you are actually chartists, just type chartist, okay? And don't forget, even being a chartist is not good enough. You also need to know about macroeconomics. And that's why we at TradeVSA want to give you both fundamental, technical, as well as sentimental, the news, so you are fully informed before you make that decision. Does this make sense? If it does, give me a thumbs up, all right? So at the same time, now, because of the market already going higher, right? Now remember, how much have the market climbed? Now remember, KLSE has climbed, what, 30%, right? From the right at the bottom, isn't it? So anything above 20%, we are in a bull market. And at the same time, US has climbed 43%. So at one point in time, you know, a lot of the newspaper or some of the old trader like this guy say, hey, is this a bear trap or is this a bull market? They have to change their narrative. They have to change their reasoning. They cannot say bear market, bear market, bear market. They have to eventually turn their story. Remember that word we talk about, narrative, right? It's just how you explain the market. Sometimes we use the chart. We use Pentagon Guider, which is patent our company, to try to explain where we are. Right now, we are at 43% from the bottom. And that's why we are in a new bull market, all right? So, okay. We're going to get down to the 5 mistakes. All right? We've been talking a lot about the 5 known facts, the meanwhile, what's happening, but we want to put you at the right perspective and also the rubber glove too. So talk about the what we call the lagging time between the announcements. Remember, for the rubber glove, there will be 3 factors. First, the infection of the COVID, then the discovery of the vaccine. We are having those news. And third, is WHO will come in and say, look, we already contain COVID-19, and that's where you see the mismatch or the time lag between the rubber glove. Take a look back at those charts. I hope you have a camera just now. We took those photos in here. Now let's get back to Warren Buffett, what he always say. You know, what are the top 5 mistakes they make? And he's going to share with you how to avoid them. All right, this is something that you've gone through as much literature as I do. You will know what are those mistakes. All right. First, before we're going to get our mistakes, I'm going to talk about the brains, how our brain works. Now, this is a very good book by Jason Zweig, right? And he talks about your money, your brain. It's a very good book, and I'm just going to take a few pages out from here to share with you tonight. I do read a lot. You see, look at this. This is very, very heavy reading, you know. Okay. So what it basically says, I'm just going to put it right at, I can't put it at the back, so I'm just going to put it at the side here. It talks about our human, we have 2 brains, right? The old brains, which is the reptilian brains, okay, and then the mammal brain, which is the more developed brains, okay, the reptilian and the more developed brains inside there. Okay, so with that context now, we're going to turn ourselves to neuroscience, where we are. So the reptilian or the old brain is this one here, which actually talk about survival, okay, survival and a little bit of emotion. Okay, and then the new brain, all right, it is the prefrontal lobes, which is the front end here. If you look at this is the prefrontal lobe here, and you have the survival brain. And it's very interesting because both of them tend to conflict a bit. So of course, our old brain always talk about, when I buy this stock, safe or not? Or when I buy top glove, can buy this price. That's why we always have this thing, because of the survival brain. Our brain tend to react to it, not knowing it. But to make a right decision, we always need to have the facts. That's why they always say, why smart people still make mistakes. It's because the survival brain, the old brain, still control the front thinking part. But no doubt about it, by listening to me every week, I hope your brain will start to shift towards the new brain where you can do what most people do. What can you learn from this? All right, so this is very good. So it's just to sort of summarize and put you to perspective where the brains are. Now, some known observation that I've seen in COVID-19. I hope these are very good information for you to look at it, right? Now, everybody knows that you should buy low and sell high. That's the truth. There's no doubt about it. You know what to do with it. But very often, We buy high and then we sell low. And that's what we are seeing a lot more in all those rubber gloves. And third one, everyone know, coming to the low part. Now remember, the date was 16th of March. I still remember. I got so many of my regular friends who know that I'm in the stock market. They text me, wow, this market going gong gong. That's about it. And guess what? The dates where they send me that the market where they have this panic selling, they really went out and sell all their stock portfolio they've been holding up, was the 18th of March. Interesting. Guess what? The lowest point for the KLSE early on the chart, you see the last couple of slides, was 16th of March, right? So this is where we talk about the reptilian brains, right? We go back to it. Now the reptilian brain is because it is where the survival brain, the brain say that, look, I'm no longer safe already. I want to get out because I cannot tahan the pain anymore already. So that's where the survival brain cannot survive. And guess what? It is very often that was the lowest point. So especially for those of you who are listening for the first time, who've not experienced it, try to learn this and put this right at your frontal brain, because the brain is very important. That's how we think. That's how we survive. That's how we react to news. And it's important that you know this out front in here. So everybody, and yet in this COVID-19, I see many investors sold right at the bottom. And this is really a big concern. I've seen that. So something if you want to do to improve yourself in here, know about these facts, all right? All right. Now, another interesting observation I see in the post-COVID, everybody know about chasing hot stock glove, like the rubber glove. It's a sure way to get burned. But guess what? We are seeing a lot of heavy volume buying, isn't it? There's still a lot more people going in to buy. So we say, hey, can still go in or not? So I presented that update to you. So use those facts and decide in here, all right? So we see a cap on the glove because a lot of the broker house are coming out to protect themselves, because a lot of people are using rolling over of their rubber stock because they're making money, right? So the additional, what we call profit, what we call unrealized profit, they use it as a collateral, and that's very, very dangerous. Okay, so you can see again two factors that we talk about: if the company earnings can grow, and whether you or the investor are willing to pay triple-digit PE. Expensive for that one. All right, so take note about it. Now, of course, many of you who are first-timer are generally what I call the unskilled investor. I was also one of them. I was also an unskilled investor, but through my seafood that I have, Bill Wermine, Pong Teng Siu, Ang Kok Hing, these are the people I will search. So in a way, I become skillful. And right now, I want to pass this skill also to you. Very important. So for tonight, those of you who are joining me for the first time, I'm going to give you a couple of goals for year 2020. Now, of course, before we go that, let's talk about some of these unskilled investors. And many of you would already thought about this in your head. In theory, all right, you want to have a clear and consistent financial goal. That's very important coming in, all right? But in practice, right, you're not sure what your goals are. The last time you knew it, you have to change, right? And in theory, we all should have some sort of system and tools. And right now, definitely many of you have all kinds of tools. You attended a lot of seafood talk. You attended a lot of the previews that you want to call, but you seldom following them. And why is that, right? And third, you also know how much risk you are comfortably risking, right? But when the market like this, what we see a lot of rubber glove going higher, yeah, you say that I can tahan, man, no problem, man. But guess what? But when it starts to go down, you become intolerant. And that's what a lot of people cannot sleep at night. All right. So this is really one of the what we call unskilled investors. What are you going to do about it? I'm going to share with you the next one. All right. So right now, right, get ready your camera. I'm going to give you 5 goals. Okay, I know it's already 6 months a day, right? But I want to push you guys. Really want to push you guys. I'm going to give you 5 goals for all investors who are listening for tonight. Right? Set realistic and achieve those financial goals. Number 1. Right? Number 2, earn higher returns with greater safety. Right? Now, I'm not going to give you the answers. Okay? I want you to set these goals for yourself. How can you set realistic goals? How can you earn higher returns with greater safety? Think about that, because this one is sort of going to give you, start thinking in your head, yeah. You know, market is rallying, you know, I want to go in. Is it too high, too low? But very important, the key word here, greater safety, but with higher return. How are you going to do that? All right, so think about that. This is going to set you thinking. All right, then number 2, minimize mistake and know your limits. All right, very important, because you have seen, I have talked about those observation of post-COVID and after COVID, right? Many people are making those mistakes. Are you going to make those mistakes? What are your limits? Number 4, right? There are a lot of tools out there. You don't have to use our tools. There are a lot of free tools. A lot of broker houses have it. Hong Leong has it. CIMB has it. Maybank has it. UOB Kay Hian. But use it to your advantage and make sure you are coached to use those tools. There are free tutorials in in some of those broker house. Make sure you contact the help desk or get a reminder to help you. If not, find someone. Find some help. There are a lot of free tools, so use it. So filter out what is noise and what is opportunity. It's very important you do that. Else, you're going to get into trouble. All right? You know what I mean? Okay? So this is quite important in here. And then 4th, right? Once you have those tools, you know your mistake, then you become a very calmer and more patient investor. Because right now, a lot of stocks start going to move. Now, remember, last week, Wednesday, well, was it Wednesday? We had another talk. We were talking about Inari. Yes, last Saturday. Last Saturday, we used we have a Smart Roby talk inside there, how to beat the stock market using artificial intelligence. We pick up one stock from Smart Roby, was Inari, which is a Pentagon, and it did move up, right? So those are the tools available out there. And once you have this, you master it, right? And continue to follow all our live FB, and hopefully you become calmer and more patient investor. I think that's also good too, when you set those out front, right? And you will hit these goals in here. So give me a thumbs up, right? If you find these goals are good, and if you happen to see me or PM me personally, take a photo of this and really think about, what are your goals. Okay, these are something I want you to do. All right. So let's go on to the 5 mistakes, okay, that most people made. And really, we always talk about in here. If you want to avoid those costly mistakes, save yourself a lot of time, find someone who are already doing it successfully and model them. I think that's one of the best advice. Someone gave it to me, and I also pass that to you. All right, at number 5, okay, number 5, we start with number 5, bias thinking. Now, this is always, I say that a lot. This is something really from this book we talk about, from Your Money, Your Brain. A very nice book. You can Google it, or you can get it a copy from your bookstore, right? Even now, bookstore, so what they say, MPH also close shop with it. But there's a good place to go, all right? So in the Telegram group or WhatsApp me, for those of you, that number 010, I'll tell you where to get these books, these kind of books, for free. Yes, that's right, for free. Well, WhatsApp to me, and I will share with you how to get this kind of book for. Of course, this copy I bought myself lah. Okay. Now, also, representative and confirmation bias tend to see people see a trend, right? Especially now they look at COVID-19. So many people out there getting COVID-19, and guess what? We have a new epicenter, isn't it, in Latin America? As you keep listening to Bloomberg, you listen to Sky News, you see there's this trend going up. So you pretty much confirm that, hey, rubber glove going to do well. And this is why one of the biases that we get. But I did show you already some facts. You have to be very, very careful, isn't it? Now, overconfidence behavior, very important in here. Now, just because you make money on Supermax, all right, early on you bought it, right? And then suddenly now you estimate you are so confident already, you say, hey, I can make money. Wow, that trader, I made 200% return. No, wow, then this one, stop moving, I can also do the sell, right? Especially now, our market has moved up, 34% in here. I think it can even go a bit higher. So that is why be very, very careful. All right, you tend to overestimate your ability. Okay. So number 4. Okay, right, number 4. Okay, owning too few stocks or too many stocks. Now, a lot of researchers say that you need about 15 to 30 or even up to 30. But think of it, if you have 15 to 30 stocks during this time, there's so many of you monitoring, especially some of you I know some of you only have $5,000 in your bank account, or $5,000 or $10,000 in your trading account. Guess what? You buy 30 stock. Right? The brokerage also cannot cover. Now, this is a problem. So this is something that we teach in our courses and in our master class. All right, I'll talk a bit about our master class, where we teach you how to have a proper portfolio, how to have a diversified portfolio, and we coach you how to do it. I'm actually doing it for myself, for my clients. I'm going to share with you on those too. All right, let's go down to number 3. Now, number 3 is finally, I always talk about no proper plan to get educated, and this has always been that problem. Now, I'm not saying that you need to attend my courses or need to attend our talk, but have a plan. Have a plan to constantly get educated. Now, those of you like Miss Law has been following me from time to time, you know that what you're listening now is also an educational video that continue to update, with what we call a software upgrade. That's right, the mind upgrade. So tonight we talk about the brains, right? The reptilian brain versus the mammal brain, the old brain and the new brain. That's really what we call a software update. Do you have a plan to get educated? Now, I'm going to share with you something I've shared someone with me. Where am I now in COVID-19? Are you in the fear zone? Okay, or are you? Okay, number one, number two, are you at the learning zone? Right? Did you update yourself the last 3 months? All right, what do you do at home? Right? Remember, we were out on live Facebook every day, every night, teaching you guys. So if you have been following it, you will be in the learning zone. So tell me where you are. Are you at the fear zone? Just type it in there. Are you at the learning zone, or are you at what we call the most important one, number 3, right? What we call the growing zone. Okay, grow. Okay. Growing zone means you think about helping others, which is what we do. We are growing. That's why we're doing all this video and really teaching you on Zoom meetings, some of our members that we done on the Friday, and even this Saturday. Okay, this Saturday at 2 to 5 p.m. I'll be talking about the battle of the trading methods. Japanese candlestick versus volume spread analysis. And that's what we do. We really want to help you guys out. What are you doing? Are you in the fear zone? Just type it in there. Are you in the learning zone? I'm sure many of you are in the learning zone. Because why? You got so much time, which I've been talking about WFH, work from home. New skill. Don't watch too many Korean movies, right? And try to recognize that you are in a very complicated situation. Remember, we have a new normal, which I've been talking about in the past, the last few weeks ago. This is the new norm. The new norm is that you need to get a new skill, because many times you'll be working at different conditions in here, and definitely trading and investing is a new skill that many of you may have to learn. So get the right, proper way to get educated, all right? In there. Good. You're all number 2, okay? And then here, we used to do classroom, right? You can see here some of our coaches in there, but we cannot do that anymore because of, I do also in our office training room, right? Nobody want to come because why? Of the COVID-19. So what we did is we have moved over to Zoom platforms, and that's what we try to support our member in here by really learning and growing yourself. So Zoom is a way to go. So next coming master course, the June 13 to 15, we'll do it over Zoom. It will be recorded for other purposes. So that is a way for you to really learn. I think that's really wonderful too. So those of you who want to learn, want to grow in here, you know where to look for me. Okay, now that's all. This is the things that we do as a service, the live FB every day, 9 to June. All right, and not forgetting, all right, number 2, okay, very important. Number 2 is failure to prioritize or underestimated effort taking. This always I get a lot the time. Oh, I don't have time lah. I'm busy. Busy doing what? Right? Here you need to upskill your skill. All right. Or you're watching too much Bloomberg, or watching too much TV, or you got a tip, all right? And then because you got a tip, and then you saw the thing run so much, you took too much risk. You bought the stocks where everyone is buying, and now you cannot sleep, all right? So this is where you can see, because of the cost, right, that you do not prioritize, or if you eventually did decide to invest, you were not prepared, all right, because you were overly greedy and you get yourself burned. Right, I see this a lot too. So remember, learning to invest, learning how to trade is just like a new language, to be frank with you. Just like if you ever go to Japan, you're going to stay there for long, you need to learn how to speak Japanese. If you want to go to the stock market and you want to make money, you have to learn the language of the stock market. That is what we call volume spread analysis for reading the charts, fundamental to knowing whether it is pricey or not. It's no difference. It's a new language. So during this CMCO, get yourself a new knowledge. Do a software upgrade. All right? And failure to prioritize them this is where you get into trouble, and then you get burned. Okay? Okay. Finally, lastly, before we end that, there's no plan, strategy, financial objective, which I've talked about. A lot of time people, jump into it after they lose money, then they do something. So usually they come in with no strategy, no plan. It's also a plan, all right? And once you don't have a plan, you tend to react to many market stimulus, and that's where you get a lot of trouble too. The market move, like Genting. Everybody want to buy Genting, isn't it? Right? All right. So you need to consider the facts presented to you. Is Genting good or not? Evaluate them. Have some sort of a way. Make sure is this proper. You can always consult us. Okay, we are the coaches here is available to help you with that. If my other coaches could not do it, I'm here to help you. So use us, use we as a resource to plan your future, to have a financial objective. Very, very important. And finally, good strategies need time. Okay, you need time. You got to give it time for it to play out, right? A lot of people say, buy this, need to work very quickly. You need to give it a bit of time, okay? And it will deliver incredible profit over time, but definitely no overnight guarantees. And good strategies will have some strong performance and some poor performance. This is what I've been always telling a lot of my clients inside here. You have good performance, you have poor performance, but the poor performance is like the small losses, okay? It will overcome over big one because they see every time, every trade, every year must make money. It's not the way, ladies and gentlemen. You have poor performance, then you have strong performance, but overall, it can and it will make you a lot of money. The right strategy. That's why it's important. You must have someone that you can always refer to give you this kind of mentorship, a lot of guiding and so forth, right? That's the way you'll hit your target. Because like it or not, fixed deposit rate, EPF rates, they're all coming down, right? So you need to have a plan, okay? So that's very important too. And then finally, this is something I want to close for the day, that during any bull market, which we have, remember in February, the market was so much higher, 2020, and went down to right here. This is where the panic, remember I talked about, I got a few investors or my friends call me up. This was like March 18 or 16 to 18, right? 2020. They call me up and say, hey, the market is finished, one done, no more. And guess what? The market now started to rally, right? So time and time again, this charts is not wrong. There are great opportunities for gain inside there. If you've been following me for the last couple of weeks, you will know what I'm talking about, all right? So in there. Okay. So the best solution in here has always been to know yourself. Don't follow the herd. What is your real objective investment? Do you have a winning system? Can you adopt some other system out there? Whether it is free, it's available on YouTube, and don't follow buta lah, which I did talk to Zach today and ask, now what is the biggest problem for many of the public have? And he shared with me, Martin, many of them follow blindly. And to me, that's very scary. So then I ask you, when you follow blindly, is the system a winning system? What is the winning rates? What is the win-reward ratio? All right? And can you get coached on? So that's very important too. That to me is the best solution to become a smarter investor. If what I say this makes sense, give yourselves a thumbs up. And that's why one of the things that we do, we give a lot of free live FB talk to push you into the right way to get educated. Now, definitely a winning system, all right, which we always talk about knowing what sector to write on. Right now, we know healthcare, we know REITs, these kind of utilities are always good to help us know what sectors we are looking at. Now, we all know healthcare is overshot by itself. What is the next sector? Is it oil and gas? Right? That's where a winning system will let you know, right? So when to get out, when to get back in, and so forth. That's where you continue to do. Remember, we will always have some poor performance in very short term, but the longer run, we have a longer performance. Good that I have a bit of a drink too. Okay. Now, of course, one of the things you all can get started for free, absolutely free, is to share the Smart Robbie. Download the Smart Robbie tonight, play around with it, find a couple of shares. I think tonight will be updated today. Get ready to trade for tomorrow. All right, and also share and you get more free credit. Now, Smart Robbie has been highly recommended. There's a lot of free good review out there. Do use it. And if you have benefited from Smart Robbie, please go over to fb.com/smartrobbie and give us a good review. It's important because in Facebook, if you don't get any constant review, we actually get demoted right at the bottom. We need to get up there. Thank you very much. That's the payment that we all go over to Facebook at Smart Robbie and write something good for us. That's all we. Okay, good. Now, right now, post COVID-19, there's a lot of salary cut, pay cut, and some of you want to earn a decent salary. I think those of you who follow us on the Telegram friends, we have seen you, some of a very good testimonial making 6 to 10%. We have a couple of good gold ball. I think the recent one we talked about was GCB, Guangzhou. I think that has moved up. It was an undervalued share too. And those things we want to teach you, right? So if you're affected by it, maybe for some of you, right, who want to take the shortcut and learn fast, join us for our 3-day masterclass with free re-attendant for the next 12 months, and we give you the full suites of products that you see early on, and we have a special price, all right, suitable for beginners, and we have all the screeners. So next week, June 13 to 15, we are starting it 3-day on the Zoom meeting, so make sure you know that too, all right. And finally, thank you all for your support for the first 10,000 likes in Facebook. Really appreciate, and many of you guys stayed on in here. Next week, or not next week, this coming Saturday, all right, don't forget we have another talk to continue where we left off with the battle of the trading master, Sifu. Japanese candlestick versus volume spread analysis, 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. this Saturday. So make sure you join us or click on the get response link so you can join us quickly. Else, I'll see you guys next week, if not sooner. So that's all we have. If you have any question there, just type it in there. And those of you who want to know more about our courses, there's a phone number down there, 010-266-9761 in there. And don't forget, whatever we do here, it's for you, because we want you to grow, just like our company grow too, and just like Smart Robbie grow too, that when he grows, he will make you smarter, and he will definitely make you money too. All right, so that's all I have tonight. If you have any question, do let me know. And thank you guys for coming tonight. We done what we can so far, right? If you have any question regarding what stock to buy and so forth, join Zach tomorrow night, Friday 9:30, and he will come to you from stock analysis and review. That's all, folks. I'll see you later. I hope you like this presentation, and do share this presentation out there, right, with your friends so they will benefit more and be a smarter trader with Smart Robbie. Thank you very much.